Hey everybody, Palm Springs Cindy. I'm here for another chatty video. I have just a few things I want to share with you, some upcoming events for me anyway. And as I begin this video, I've had a few comments on why do I use filters. And I don't use filters. I do use a ring light. So if you consider a ring light to be a filter, then I use a filter. However, in order to film, you have to have lighting, and the ring light provides consistent lighting. Now, my ring light is probably 3.5 or 4 feet maybe away from me, and it's actually not on right now. And I'm going to do part of the video with it off, and then I'm going to do part of the video with it on, and we'll see your reaction. You know, what if you can tell what is the difference, and so on. A little bit stuffy. I have been sickly, I'm going to say. I've just had this gnawing. It's almost like an allergy, like a head cold, and I found these little treats for Poppy, and she loves them. Here you go, baby. So I've been kind of nasally. So if you feel like I'm sounding nasally, I am. As I'm looking into the camera, I'm looking quite dark, and so I am going to turn my ring light on, and even just the minute or two of the beginning of this video, we'll be able to tell the difference. So here we go. Okay, that's with my light. And I think it's a little bit sharper of an image. Alrighty. Well, first of all, I have to share something with you that I'm quite disturbed about. I received an email today, quite a lengthy email from a woman. I'm not going to say her name. And it was very, very hateful. Now, I'm aware that, if I'm going to put myself out on YouTube and onto social media, I have to take the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I'm okay with that. Now, I mean, of course, some things are just downright mean girl, downright hurtful and hateful. And I'm not okay with that, but I can choose to ignore it. I can choose to delete it. And actually, YouTube does a good job at reminding people about their comments and things like that. However, most of the time when I get emails from my viewers, my friendly viewers, it's something uplifting or something they want to share or something they want to, some advice they want to give or helpful hint, whatever. But this email that I got was very, very hurtful. And what made it even worse was the woman, after she would attack me, and then she would put a Bible verse in there. And then she'd attack, and then she'd put another Bible verse. And so I am just, sometimes I will just start reading and just delete. Well, actually, I don't really get, it's probably the first one of those kinds of hateful letters I've received through email. But as I read it, I thought, oh, no, I'm going to respond to this. And I did. And I took each one of her attacks against me. And then, I said, you may see it this way, but I see it this way. And then, at the end, I said, oh, she said something like, something that you might think about. Anyway, and then she gave me what she felt was like a word of wisdom. And so then I said back, my response to her was definitely, it wasn't overly friendly, but it was factual, and it was definitely on a scale of, it was definitely like a C plus B minus response. And I didn't want to go on the attack. But I did want to point out to her how silly it was that she would attack me and then say, and then I never mentioned God. And so at any rate, at the end of the email, I said, I quoted all of her attacks. And I said, and after saying all those horrible things to me, then one of your criticisms is that I don't talk about God enough. And so I said, don't you see that the remark your thinking is just doesn't make sense. And so, I guess I'm sharing this because you guys are my friends and you know me, and we've been with me a long time on YouTube. So I really have never received a letter like that hateful and that spiteful. And it really, I'm not going to say it upset me, but it kind of, it must have upset me or I wouldn't be talking to you guys about it. So if the woman's plan was to upset me, then, I guess she did. But if she's watching, which of course she said she'd never watch me again, I don't want to hear from you again. Don't bother replying to my email. I'm not going to play tag on emails. And my email to you, as you know, was pretty kind. So at any rate, that's all I'm going to say about that. But I guess I want to say to viewers, I know I am not everybody's flavor of the month kind of a thing. I mean, I know that I am a 74-year-old woman sharing my life with other women that are getting older, that are baby boomers, that are going through the same things that I'm going through. Parents who are deceased or going through like dementia and Alzheimer's. Our bodies aging, our aches and pains, our fixed incomes, how our children and our family dynamics are switching and changing as our parents are passing away, and oftentimes we're moving and we're scaling down, we're getting rid of stuff, we're really changing our lifestyle because we are aging. And those are the things that I want to share. Those are the things that are a part of my life and I think are a part of your life. So, I know I'm not, what's that guy, PewDiePie or whatever, that's like #1 on YouTube. I know I'm not a gamer. I don't play video games. I'm not a makeup artist. I'm just me. I'm just a woman sharing my life with other women out there that maybe you, as you listen to me talk, you can say to yourself, oh good, I'm not the only one. Oh, same thing happens to Cindy. She forgets this, she lost that, she keeps dropping things. She's getting arthritis. So, she had to renew her license and had to go through that whole testing process. So, that is what my channel is about. And if you don't want to be my friend, then you don't have to be. But you don't have to be hurtful. So I guess, oh my gosh, I have the best viewers in the world. And even my friend Brooke, who says, the Just Us face product gal, that's my neighbor. She even says how lovely you ladies are that respond to her, and you get in touch with her regarding questions for her Just Us products. So I'm not the only one, and people that read my comments, they realize how wonderful the ladies are that watch me. So I want to thank you guys. And I just, that's how close I feel to you, that I wanted to share this creepy letter that I got. Okay, enough of the creepy stuff. Okay, one more little creepy thing I want to share, and that's it. I recently bought this foundation because, I need some new makeup. And it was being really publicized on Facebook and Instagram and all these things. It's the kind of foundation that you put on, goes on like a lotion, like a white lotion, but then as it melts into your skin, it takes on a very customized color according to your skin. So anyway, I bought that. It took a while to get here, so it arrived and I opened it and I was so excited. I have no idea what I've done with it. I have looked high and low for that and I can't find it. So I know it's here somewhere, but as soon as I find it. But worse than that, I had 2 necklaces fixed my little flower diamond, the chain had broken, and another gold chain. The clasp had broken. I had both of those fixed. I picked them up, brought them back. I have no idea what I've done with them. I've looked and looked. I cannot find them. I know they're here somewhere. And I usually, when it comes to stuff like that, I think I'll just put it here for now. It'll be safe. I'll remember where I put it. Well, I can't. I can't find it. I can't remember where I put it, and I'm devastated. So say a prayer that I find my necklaces. And also, someone asked me, remember I'm complaining about my nails, and that I'm going to cave probably and go get my nails done, get them acrylics or whatever. Someone asked me in the comments, what polish are you using? And because the last time I polished my nails, they did not chip. They were wonderful. And I realized this time that they chipped, I have like 2 or 3 foundation, just clear foundation coats on. Then I put 2 coats of this Sally Hansen on. I let each coat take quite a lot of time to dry. And this just chipped right off. And so but the last time when I did my nails that they did not chip, it was OPI. So Ixnay, I thought Sally Hansen really had the market on nail supplies. But I guess not. I guess OPI is a lot better. Because I haven't done my own nails in so many years, I have not invested in nail products other than getting my nails, professionally done. So I just did the tips of those to cover up the white. Then I wanted to share this with you. Look at this darling shoe. This is like a plastic, a shiny plastic. Look how cute that is. I got this from Target. And they were like $35. They have plenty of them right now if you go. I just think they're so cute. This is like those jellies. That's what this texture is, but with the shinies on them. So I wanted to share those new shoes with you guys. Alrighty, now the big conversation I want to have with you is some Mississippi memories, because when I was 11 years old, in fact, I actually turned 11 on our way to Jackson, Mississippi. I lived in Jackson, Mississippi from 6th grade to my senior year in high school. And actually, it was only halfway through my senior year before my father got a different job and we had to move. Before I moved to Mississippi, I had been attending a Catholic school, which I did not like. The nuns were mean. It was strict. It was not good. It was not good for me. And that's a whole nother story. And I have talked about that a little bit. But at any rate, my big hallelujah was that my parents were not going to make me go to Catholic school in Jackson, Mississippi. First of all, they probably didn't have any because everybody there is Baptist. And so I got to go to the regular public school. I'd never been to a public school before. So my memories are of going to a public school, and the whole public school thing of like switching classes, first period, second period, third period, you get a locker, PE, you have to dress out, stuff like that. I'd never done anything like that before. So that was real different for me. And then it just so happened that there were, several kids and families like mine that lived in the neighborhood. And so right away, it seemed like we were automatically in a carpool. And so we carpooled, and then through my carpool, I met the other people that lived near me that went to the same school that I went to. Now, I started at the middle school, Chastain Middle School, and my little brother and sister went to, I don't know the name of their elementary school. I want to say McWillie or something, but I could be wrong. And then my older sister was 4 years older, so she went to the high school, and she was actually a senior, junior or senior, and she went to Murrah High School. which I eventually went to after I got out of Chastain. I went to Murrah, and then Murrah got overcrowded or whatever. They built a new high school. Let's see, was that right? Oh yeah, then and the new high school's name was Callaway. I ended up going to Callaway my senior year. Okay, so getting back to my life and my Mississippi memories, I just remember like we had a big house compared to where we had come from, and my sister and I had the whole top floor, and all it was were two ginormous bedrooms, a hallway, and a big bathroom. So of course I loved having the privacy of a big bedroom and not my little brother and sister running around. My little brother and sister were like 3 and 5, and they had a bedroom downstairs that was near my parents. So my parents and my little brother and sister's bedrooms were downstairs. We had a city pool. Let's see, what was the name of it? We had a city pool that was right behind our house. It was lovely, big pool and like nice dressing rooms, and I think they may have had snack machines and stuff. I don't really know. I just would go for the pool and to get out of the heat and to meet my friends there and things like that. So that was fun. And Mississippi was a dry state when I lived there, meaning they did not sell hard liquor, I guess. I think they sold beer and wine maybe, but like not on Sundays. And I think you had to go to like the ABC store. A lot of states do that. You had to go to a certain store to buy your alcohol or your beer and wine. I don't really remember, but this is what I remember, that there were bootleggers everywhere. And so if you went to a bootlegger, if you could get up to the bootlegger, they'd sell you liquor. And so of course, as we got older, just like, I always thought, well, there's nothing else to do in Jackson, Mississippi, but go have slumber parties, and we would go to the bootleggers and we would buy. I remember the first time I drank alcohol, I think I was like, well, what do you buy? And some of my friends, I think we bought Cherry Slow gin. Oh my word, it was awful. So that did not turn out to be a pleasant experience. But some of the fun things we did was, I remember like getting together outdoors somewhere, and but people had amplifiers or whatever, so there was music and dancing, and it would be like outside, not necessarily at someone's house. And I do remember after school, I would go over to a couple girlfriends' houses, and we would play cards, and that's when I got hooked on bridge, and I really became like, I discovered the fun of cards. And so I remember we would sit on, it was Barbara, and she had a twin sister, I want to say Sandra or something, Janet. And so Barbara and Janet, they were not identical. One was brunette, one was blonde. And we would go over to their house after school and sit on the bed. There would be 4 of us, or however many of us. And they'd get dill pickle. We had like a dill pickle jar. And maybe we bought, I don't know, but there were dill pickles and potato chips. And we would put on, and they had a record player. My mouth is actually watering at the thought of that. And they had a record player, and the Beatles had come out. And so we put on the Beatles albums and play cards until, I don't even know how I got home. Maybe I called my mom and she came and picked me up, because they didn't live really close to me. And I don't remember taking a bus or anything, but so at any rate, so that's one of my Mississippi memories, is going over to Janet and Barb's house, playing cards. And then I had a friend named Joellen. Joellen, if you're watching, hello. I've totally lost track of Barb and Janet, but Joellen and I have reconnected, and she, I believe, she moved out of Mississippi. But then I would go to Joellen's house and have sleepovers at her house, and she had, I think we played music, listened to records and stuff at her house, and just it was a lot of growing up talk. girl talk. Who do you have a crush on? What teacher do you like the best? What happened when you skipped first period? Or stuff like that. And so I just remember having a lot of fun girlfriends and doing a lot of spend the night parties. And then when you could get your license when you were 15 in Mississippi. I did not get my license when I was 18. I really didn't need to. All my friends drove, and it seemed like everybody had a car or drove their mom and dad's car. But one of my friends, Joellen, taught me how to drive, and she taught me how to drive it was a Rambler, I believe. And it was a stick shift. And it was a stick shift it wasn't on the floor. It was up by the steering wheel. And so, she taught me how to drive a stick. To this day, sometimes people are like surprised when it's like, oh, but it's a stick shift. I'm like, I can drive a stick. So she taught me how to drive, and of course I probably didn't even know how to drive an automatic because I had learned on the stick. And let's see what else. And I remember they had like little intramurals. Sometimes they like play ball games or something. Oh, in the summer there was always ball games. And football, and this is what I'm really getting at. Football was huge. Even with the junior high level, football was still huge. And when football season was going on, we'd always walk over to the football field after school. Maybe the game started at 3 or something. And we'd always go to the games and cheer till we were crazy, till we lost our voices. And then we'd go home. And so, kind of make a long story short, my younger brother's son ended up going to Ole Miss. And so he graduated from Ole Miss, a handful of years ago now. He's now a pilot for the Air Force. And so every year he's an alumni of Ole Miss, so he likes to go to the Egg Bowl. Now the Egg Bowl is when Ole Miss plays Mississippi State, the two like rivals. And so he got his ticket. So I'm going to the Egg Bowl this year because not just my brother's son, but my older sister's son is retired from the police force in California, and he retired in Mississippi. I'm not sure of the name of his area, but I think it's fairly close to Oxford. So, and he just built a big, beautiful new home. So several of my family members, my brother and my sister-in-law, who's like my sister, and Aaron, their son, that's the pilot. He has this darling girlfriend, so she's going to be with us. And then my other nephew, the one that built the house, the retired police officer, he has a lovely wife, Jennifer, and they have a darling daughter. So there's going to be a group of us that will be together. And actually, we are only getting a one-way ticket there, and then once we're there, we're gonna have a little vacation. We're gonna go to, of course, the Egg Bowl and all that, and enjoy visiting my nephew with his new home. And he has toys. He's got like man toys, ATVs and boats and this and that, and probably motorcycles and stuff. So I think the guys are going to do stuff like that. But I want to enjoy just driving around the town and eating, something they have there that I love are boiled peanuts. They come in like a soup can, and you take the top off, and they're just soggy boiled peanuts, and you can eat the shell and everything because they're soft enough. Sometimes you don't have to, but I used to love those. And then then they said, you want to go to see some of the antebellum homes, which I've done before. Of course, living there, those are the kinds of things you do. You visit all the historic sites. Very interesting. And then, but then I want to work my way up to where I see and spend at least a day, maybe two, with some of my girlfriends from Jackson. Now, evidently, they don't all live in Jackson anymore. They've moved outside of Jackson and, they're married, of course, and have their grandchildren and all that. but they live in the area. So and several of them still in the same area. Some of course have moved away, but there's enough that are still there that I would love to see them. And I was back there for my 50th class reunion, which has been several years now. So Ruthie, if you're listening, Susan, Melissa, if you're listening, whoever's listening, I'm probably going to be there after Thanksgiving, and but I'll keep in touch about my flight plans, and of course do some videotaping while I'm there. So that's going to be fun. All right, you guys, I think that's it. I am going to add, which I did not. I'm going to add some video or pictures of my birthday party. Once again, it was just too long of a video, and I didn't do it. I didn't do it this video. Okay, you guys. P.S. I love you. Mwah. And until our next conversation. Bye-bye.